working for you.
The time right now is 4:27 here on our Wednesday morning. Thanks for starting your day with us here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We begin with a story we've been following for about a week now. IPS and the transportation at their school parting ways, and this is going to impact hundreds of workers.
Yeah, they announced that they were going to be changing contracts basically with the transportation company. And so that's impacting, it sounds like, more than 600 workers. That could be from bus drivers to staff who has to be there when the kids get on and off the bus. Maintenance crews. So a number of people impacted. So they went to the school board meeting last night and they're demanding some respect and some transparency because they said they were blindsided by this whole decision.
Yeah, so we will continue to follow this story. Obviously, there is much more to it. We'll have more coming up here on Good Morning Indiana. We are also looking into School Choice Week, which is this week.
Yes, and so it's ongoing right now. And we're going to be learning from Kelsey Anderson a little bit more about what this is all about, what parents need to do. It's all about making sure that your child has the right fit for school. We're talking about within the Indianapolis public school system here in Indianapolis. So we're going to be breaking down what this is, what you need to do this week, and the benefits to choosing your school.
Yeah. All right. Alyssa Donovan here with us this morning, taking a look at the weather. Yesterday was kind of just gloomy. Are we going to get more of the same again today?
So I wish I had some better news. We're going to continue to sort of see these gloomy conditions throughout our day. I know we had a few light flurries yesterday.
Yeah.
Sort of a repeat today. We could see some light flurries throughout our Wednesday as well, with those cloudy skies continuing to sock us in. Those temperatures right about where they should be this time of year will be into the mid-30s. We are going to see a light northeasterly wind, so you might feel a little bit of a chill in the air. Now, there is some good news in the forecast. We don't have any precipitation for a few days. I should say, substantial precipitation for the next few days. Just those flurries out there today, and then our next chance of maybe seeing a rain-snow mix will come Saturday, but just a slight chance of that, and we have quite a warming trend on the way. So if you can deal with these temperatures, we have some 50s in our 7-day forecast.
Okay, not going to complain about that.
And it was so funny yesterday. I looked outside. I said, I think it's raining. No, maybe it's snowing. It was really hard to tell.
Yeah,
it was a weird look. It was a little mix.
Yeah.
So, okay, Alyssa, thanks so much. All right, today is the day that we've all been waiting for about a year now.
Yeah, Victor Oladipo returning to the court with the Indiana Pacers. They will be playing the Chicago Bulls tonight at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Lots of fans anticipating this moment. We are so excited to see him back with the team, back after that injury. So we have all you need to know leading up to tonight's big game coming up right here on Good Morning Indiana.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 4:30 on Good Morning Indiana, a person traveling through northwest Indiana may be infected with the coronavirus. What we know so far about the case and the message state health officials have for Hoosiers.
They announced it to us, and then all of a sudden said it's no negotiation.
IPS bus drivers and their union say they were blindsided by the district's decision to change transportation services just months after finishing a new bargaining agreement. We're working for you this morning, finding out what's next for those affected drivers.
And we're learning more about the subway employee who was shot and killed during an attempted armed robbery, how the community plans to honor his memory. Here at 4:30 on your Wednesday morning, we want to welcome you in. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Lauren Casey. Alyssa Donovan is with us this morning, breaking down your forecast for this Wednesday. Alyssa, good morning.
Good morning. So we're starting with those temperatures in the 30s this morning, and we're not going to see too much of a change throughout the day. It's going to be a similar setup to what we saw yesterday, sort of just a gloomy Wednesday on tap with the potential of a few flurries in there as well. So temperatures across the area, just a little bit of a chill to start, but those temperatures are a little bit above average this morning. 32 degrees right now in Indianapolis. We're right around 31 right now in Greenfield. As we head through the day, those temperatures only going to climb a couple degrees. So what's going on is we have a few systems that are going to move through today. We're continuing to start with those cloudy skies, and we're going to stay cloudy throughout our Wednesday. What's going on is we have a disturbance just off to our south. That's going to push in just a little bit, mostly affecting southwest counties and mostly just bringing us the potential of some light flurries throughout our day. As we head through the rest of the week, we're going to see high pressure build in for Thursday and into Friday morning, which will dry us out. And then we are going to see a bit of a warming trend as we start next work week. But today, temperatures will be into the mid-30s with cloudy skies and a few light flurries.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. Here is a live look right now in the downtown area, I-65 and I-70 at the North Split. Traffic is moving along up to speed, as you can see here in downtown. No delays to slow you down. So let's take one more look at your roads early this Wednesday morning. Here's on the northeast side of town at I-465 and Fall Creek Road. Traffic there is moving along up to speed. The good news right now around the metro area, no crashes to slow you down.
They announced it to us, and then all of a sudden said it's no negotiation.
Indianapolis public school bus drivers and their union are asking for more respect and more information.
Union leaders attended last night's school board meeting saying they were, quote, blindsided by the district's decision to switch to a new contractor. The change affects 685 bus drivers, monitors, and supervisors, and the news comes just months after the district signed a new bargaining agreement with the union. Union Vice President Stephen Quick says that the notion that everyone will still have a job come July is far from accurate.
Numbers are not adding up. If we got almost 700 employees and they only offering 335 jobs, that's a challenge.
The union is looking forward to having a meeting with district leaders later this week. The IPS board will take a final vote on the transportation plan at its executive session on Thursday.
A person traveling through northern Indiana may be infected with the coronavirus. That's according to the Porter County Health Department in Valparaiso. Dr. Maria Stamp says her department and the CDC are waiting for the results of a test of the person of question. The person has been placed in isolation and is currently under active medical supervision as a precaution. So far here, there have been 5 confirmed cases of the virus across the country, but U.S. officials say the risk to Americans is very low, and there are no signs of any infected persons that have spread the disease to those around them. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization announced they are increasing the global risk assessment posed by the coronavirus from moderate to high. Officials say there are now 4,428 confirmed cases and 106 deaths. Outside of China, there are 45 cases in 13 countries. The agency says while the risk of the virus spreading widely outside of China remains low, they are closely watching.
Covering the State House this morning, a woman whose husband was hit and killed by a distracted driver is sharing her story with RTV6, hoping to change state law.
My hope is that by bringing some attention through his death, that it helps other people.
Kelly Sire is raising awareness about the issue as the Indiana House prepares to vote on a bill that would make it illegal to hold and use a phone while driving. Kelly's husband, Brian, died in November of 2011 after a car hit him as he crossed the street. Kelly says an investigation found the driver was distracted using his phone moments before the crash.
No one is good at texting or driving or emailing and driving. Driving is a privilege, and that we need to be safe when we're doing it.
Under the bill, any cell phone or GPS activity would have to be done hands-free or with voice technology. The House is set to vote on the proposal today.
Also at the State House, the minimum age to marry in Indiana could soon be going up. Current state law allows those younger than 18 to marry if they have parental consent. House Bill 1418 would change that, making 18 for the general age for marriage. The only exception would be a 17-year-old whose intended spouse is not more than 4 years older. In that case, a juvenile court judge would need to give permission for them to marry. The bill passed a House committee Monday, and it now moves to the full House.
It's a historic year for 4 city-county councilors. Allie Brown, Keith Potts, Ethan Evans, and Zach Adamson are all members of the LGBTQ community. They're also part of the largest group of openly LGBTQ councilors in the city's history. Last night, the group came together to meet some of the people who put them in office. Although the event was geared towards the LGBTQ community, the councilors want people to know they represent everyone. They also say their background allows them to bring a unique perspective to the table.
Having a council that's full of LGBTQ people, people of color, women, all these diverse voices, there's a lot of compassion for people who are often left off the table.
What we need is a state legislature who not only wants to empower everyone, those who are different from them, but we also need a state legislature who wants to empower our cities to advocate for themselves.
The counselors also say having representation that looks like our community as a whole is the only way to move toward a better, more welcoming Indy for everyone.
Time right now is 4:36 as police continue to search for suspects wanted in connection to a deadly armed robbery here on the city's northeast side. We're learning more about the employee who was killed during that incident. Surveillance pictures from the Subway store near 75th and Shadeland show 3 people dressed in black with backpacks and face masks on. Police say that 35-year-old Ashok Kumar was shot and killed during a struggle with one of the suspects. Hans Pizarro, who knew Kumar, remembers him as a nice family man and is now calling on officers to step up patrols or add more security to keep something like this from ever happening again.
He's a really good guy. Very nice, always happy, smile. Yeah, that's very sad for him, for his family. Right now it's terrible. No, the business getting down now, getting very down. I'm worried about that because it's terrible.
Tonight, a vigil is planned at the Shadeland Station Shopping Center outside the subway where Kumar was killed. The community is invited to attend. As always, anyone with any information about this shooting or those suspects is asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number is 317-262-TIPS.
Also, Metro Police are still searching for a car that was involved in a police chase yesterday afternoon. That chase spanned the city's northwest and northeast sides. IMPD says officers tried to pull over what they believe to be a silver Ford Fusion because the plates did not match the vehicle. That's when the suspect drove off and fired shots. Once those shots were fired, police say they stopped the chase near 32nd and MLK. Police are now looking for that silver Ford Fusion with tinted windows and an Indiana In God We Trust license plate. The plate number is ATJ731. Please call police with any information.
It is 4:38. 3 Purdue alumni will soon be helping Air Force members improve critical communication skills needed to keep them safe when they're flying. The trio created a simulator called Plain English. It's an app-based aviation radio simulator. Pilots are guided through both simple and complicated interactions with air traffic control. Simulators included every phase of flying from takeoff to landing. The Air Force awarded the developers $1 million to help train DoD employees. The technology simulator is already used in dozens of airports across the country, and the team recently launched a version of the technology for civilian pilots.
A fire at a marina in Alabama destroys dozens of boats and leaves multiple people dead. Straight ahead, the latest on the investigation, including why investigators say so many people were affected by this tragedy.
And the coronavirus is having a major impact on business in China. Coming up, the drastic move one company is making and the financial impact this is expected to have. Alyssa.
And it's going to be another quiet and gloomy day across central Indiana. A few flurries possible. The good news is we do have a bit of a warming trend on the way. I'll have those details coming up.
Easy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Welcome back now to tragedy in Alabama following a boat dock fire. Officials say 8 people were killed when the flames ripped through the Jackson County Park Marina early Monday.
And this morning we're learning 4 children are among those killed. 35 boats were destroyed, most of them houseboats serving as primary residences. According to the coroner, the children killed were between the ages of 7 and 16. Some of the victims have been identified, but their names are not yet being released. Authorities are continuing their search for more possible victims and say it could be months before the investigation ends. To Afghanistan now, where the bodies of 2 people killed in a plane crash have been recovered. The Taliban initially said it had shot the plane down Monday, but the Pentagon adamantly denies that claim. Officials say a mechanical issue caused the aircraft to go down. Several factors delayed the recovery of the bodies, including weather conditions and security precautions. The crash site is in a Taliban stronghold south of Kabul. The Pentagon has not yet identified the 2 people killed in that crash. An investigation is still ongoing.
In Washington, the impeachment trial of President Trump is moving on to a new phase. Both sides have given their opening arguments. The president's team wrapping up yesterday. The trial now moves into a question and answer stage. Senators will have 16 hours over 2 days to question each side. Both parties strategizing how they were going to use that time, and also the question of allowing witnesses still remains. Democrats saying it's important to hear from witnesses, in particular John Bolton, but Republicans say allowing one witness could lead to many more.
There is no substitute for a witness speaking under oath to the senators.
We've heard dozens of witnesses, hundreds and hundreds of pages of documents, and hundreds of hours of repetitive testimony. I don't know what more we could hear.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell reportedly told Republicans in a closed-door meeting Tuesday that they did not have the votes to block additional witnesses from being called. That could prove to be a major win for Democrats. A vote on witnesses is planned for this Friday.
Over in the House yesterday, lawmakers honored Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gigi, and the 7 others killed in Sunday's helicopter crash. Representative Maxine Waters, who represents portions of Los Angeles, gave a touching tribute to Kobe.
Celebrated as a king in Los Angeles, Kobe's death is deeply painful for our city and his millions of fans everywhere. For decades, he dazzled generations of fans and aspiring athletes, leaving a legacy as a prolific athlete, devoted husband, loving father, and philanthropist that will never be forgotten. On behalf of the California delegation, we lift up the names of Kobe Bryant, his beloved daughter Gianna, and all of the victims of this horrible tragedy in prayer and reverence, and send our deepest condolences to their loved ones now and forever.
Following the tribute, a moment of silence for the victims was held.
It is 4:45, an emotional night for the Lower Merion High School boys basketball team as they return to the court for the first time since Kobe Bryant's death. Bryant's NBA career took off straight out of the Lower Merion before tip-off, a 33-second moment of silence was held in honor of Bryant, that number he wore at the school. The team still grieving there. They were determined to honor Bryant's legacy. They did not just do that, they also pulled out a 48-44 win. The time right now is 4:46 here on our Wednesday. Let's toss things over to Alyssa for a look at today's forecast.
And we are going to see a quiet day today. Those temperatures are really going to stay stagnant throughout. We're starting in the 30s and we're staying in the 30s, and we're going to have sort of a repeat to what we saw yesterday when it comes to cloud coverage as well as any precipitation chances. We're going to see cloudy skies really sucked in with those clouds, and then just a few chances of some light flurries this morning and again in the afternoon. Besides that, we are staying dry until Friday night. That's when we just have a small chance of a system moving through the area that could bring us maybe some rain, maybe some snow by Saturday morning, but just a small chance of that at this point. Behind that system, we are going to see a bit of a warming trend. Those temperatures will climb back into the mid and upper 50s. So if you can get through the 30s today and much of the week, we do have a silver lining at the end of this forecast where those temperatures are climbing well above average. Right now, Indianapolis at 32 degrees to start our day. Kokomo at 30 and Bloomington at 32. Things are very light when it comes to those winds. Those are going to continue to shift and become a little bit northeasterly, which will help put just a little bit of a chill in the air throughout our day today. You can see cloudy skies are really in control still. We're socked in with those clouds. We do have just a few light flurries this morning out there. Some areas could see maybe a light drizzle, but for the most part, it's going to be a dry day, and that's partially due to that northeasterly flow. That's going to help keep us dry. Just off to our southwest, we do have this system approaching, but it's likely that's going to just scoot past us. If we do see anything, that will be for southwest counties, and it will just be in the form of a few light flurries as well as that system approaches, and mostly just coming at us in the form of that cloudy sky that's going to stick with us today and into tomorrow. Looking at our temperatures, we're starting in the 30s and our highs will reach the mid 30s. So fairly stagnant with those temperatures throughout the day. So as you walk out the door, feels a little chilly outside. That's how it's going to stay throughout your Wednesday and into your Thursday. We're not going to see a huge change, but we are going to see just a little bit of clearing overnight, which will allow us to cool down by tomorrow morning. Temperatures will be into the 20s. Looking ahead to the weekend, we do have 2 systems that are approaching. These are just very small systems. One's going to pass to our north and one to our south, which could bring us that potential of a rain-snow mix come late Friday and into Saturday. But we're starting quiet today, and we're staying quiet over the next couple days. 35 degrees for our high today. A few flurries out there with cloudy skies. Tomorrow's lows are back into the 20s, and then we're staying in the 30s on Thursday with dry conditions. Friday, a little bit more sunshine possible at times, just some peaks here and there, and then we are into the mid 50s by Monday.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. Here's a look right now at I-465 and Arlington Avenue. Traffic in this area is moving along up to speed on the southeast side. No issues to slow you down. Keep in mind, we do have a construction project to the southeast that crews are repairing a sewer system near Edgewood Avenue and 5 Points Road. That's in the Franklin Township area. Right now, here is a live look over on the northwest side, I-465 and 46th Street. Traffic is moving along up to speed this morning. No major issues to slow you down.
Starbucks is closing shops and suspending services to thousands of its Chinese locations due to the spread of the coronavirus. As of Tuesday, the company had closed nearly half of its 4,000 stores in the country. Starbucks says it is continuing to monitor and modify the operating hours in light of the outbreak. It's still not clear what the extent of the impact of the novel coronavirus will be on businesses in and around China.
Tax season is underway and you might be anticipating a refund. In fact, 44% of taxpayers believe their refund will be the biggest paycheck they get all year. That's according to the Credit Karma survey. About half of those people plan to save their money. 25% say that they'll use it to pay off debt, and 10% say they'll splurge and buy something they've been wanting. If you get a big refund, experts say the best thing to do is to go adjust your tax withholdings. The IRS says that the average refund last year was about $2,700.
For the first time, there are more women going to medical school in the United States than men. That's according to the Association of American Medical Colleges. Part of the credit for the trend goes to Florida surgeon Sharona Ross. 10 years ago, Dr. Ross started the International Women in Surgery Career Symposium right in her own living room. Since then, it's expanded to large-scale resorts and is attended by hundreds of women from around the world. The next symposium is in 2 weeks in Clearwater, Florida.
A police department is helping some shelter dogs find new homes. Coming up, details on the program that's teaching these furry friends how to protect and serve.
And coming up all new at 5, a high school teacher and coach is now behind bars for sexual misconduct. How the alleged victim's family is reacting to his arrest.
I'm Vinny Politan. Coming up today on Court TV, day 6 of the Harvey Weinstein rape trial. Harvey Weinstein is facing the potential of life in prison. And when he gets into court today, 2 more accusers set to take the stand. And the big question is, will the jury believe them, or will the defense be able to undermine their credibility during cross-examination? We're getting all the transcripts from inside the courtroom and bringing you all the testimony right here on Court TV.
And don't forget, you can watch all new Court TV live right on your mobile device by visiting CourtTV.com. It is 4:51 on your Wednesday. We'll be right back.
Windows. Trust your home to be.
A 3rd grader is making headlines breaking weightlifting records. Tate Fegley can deadlift 230 pounds. And as impressive as that is, that's just one of his feats of strength. Tate can also bench press 92 pounds and squat 190 pounds. He works out every morning with his trainer and has reportedly broken multiple records in his weight class, including 3 in one day. This summer, Small Wonder will head to Florida to try for a national title.
Oh, way to go, buddy.
Okay.
All right. Police in Virginia have some new dogs hitting the streets with them, but they're not helping sniff out crime. The Canine for a Day program is looking to get shelter dogs out in the community so they can find their forever homes. Dogs get to walk through downtown Williamsburg, visiting local businesses and City Hall. All of the dogs that were taken out last year have since been adopted.
Oh, there
so
you
a pretty
go.
good track record there.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And we had a great dog yesterday during the noon for our pet of the week, Reggie. He was so cute, so happy. His tail was wagging. He was trying to play with Todd the entire time.
I love when they bring funky ones like that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. This one was a good dog. So I hope he finds a home.
All right. Not the best weather for dog walking. It's kind of yucky out.
No, I mean, you're not going to encounter any issues today, but it's it's not a sunny day. It's just a bit of a gloomy day. We're going to see some light flurries again, those temperatures in the mid-30s. Once again, that's where we should be this time of year, but just kind of a blah day today, and we're going to continue with those conditions tomorrow. The good news is we're staying fairly dry. Our only chance of a rain-snow mix comes late Friday into Saturday. Then a warming trend. We're into the mid-50s by Monday.